Well, Elon Musk has just made a shocking arrest announcement. Not only that, but Pam Bondi has just come out in an interview with Fox News and basically threatens at the possibility of arresting more judges. I've got a lot to share with you today, but let's start first with what is going on with Elon Musk. Now, I found this on the Republican Brief, and it's headlined, Elon Musk announces major arrest. It goes on, in coordination with the Department of Government Efficacy and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the Department of Homeland Security announced on Tuesday that 2 Ukrainian citizens were arrested for voting illegally in the election last year. The arrests are being hailed as a victory for Doge, which President Trump created to cut waste, and it now is also enforcing election and immigration laws. Quote, in partnership with Doge, ICE government arrested 2 Ukrainian nationals for illegally voting in the 2024 election. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem posted on X, under President Donald Trump, if you come to our country and break our laws, you will face the consequences. Now, it may not seem all that big a deal that it was 2 Ukrainians arrested, but the bottom line here is they're finally starting to go after those who actually committed the crime of voting illegally in our election. And in this case, it was 2 Ukrainians. So in my, overall perspective of this, I see this as the Trump administration finally cracking down on something we have been asking him to for a very long time. In fact, Doge even got involved. But the thing with this is it could also lead to other arrests, right? In this case, Elon Musk actually was asked by an attendee at one of the events that he went to. He said, he was asked, he goes, are we making any progress to, find any proof of money transfers or crimes, say that were committed by Maxine Waters, Adam Schiff, or others? And here's what Elon Musk had to respond. And this is on that same Republican Brief. He says, so Musk began as he prepared to be organizing his thoughts. There is a massive amount of corruption, but it is curiositous. So what happens is there's money that obviously is your tax-paying money that is then sent to various government organizations who then send it to NGOs, which an NGO is a non-government organization, but obviously it's a government-funded non-governmental organization. It's just an organization. It's just a government. And effectively, there's a giant fraud loophole, which is that the government can send money to an NGO, and this is then no longer governed by the law of the United States, he continued. In other words, he is absolutely looking into other criminal activity by big names, and not necessarily those that the person called out, Schumer and Maxine Waters, although I think they should be investigated for a lot of stuff. But that's kind of how the cookie crumbles. But with that said, I want to encourage you to get to restrictedrepublic.com. There was a video I wanted to post here. It is now going to be going up on Restricted Republic. It posts tomorrow at 8 a.m. You are not going to want to miss it. But go to restrictedrepublic.com. Use the coupon code Lisa and the number 5 to get it for $5 per month if you want to see that exclusive video. And trust me, you are not going to want to miss it. But on that note, with these arrests, potentially, the arrest of the Ukrainians has happened, but potentially this could continue, say, with judges, right? In fact, Pam Bondi just came out on Fox News, and there was a bone-chilling interview in which she basically said, I'm sick and tired of this judicial coup. And if you've committed a crime, we're going to find you. Take a watch.
Madam What's happened to our judiciary is beyond me.
Yeah, so when the American public hears this and they think, these were once upstanding people in their communities and their professions, and they put it all on the line for this. I mean, have you dug into their motive? Like, what inspired them to carry out these acts and harbor criminals?
They're deranged is all I can think of. I cannot believe. I think some of these judges think they are beyond and above the law, and they are not. And we're sending a very strong message today. If you are harboring a fugitive, we don't care who you are. If you are helping hide one, if you are giving a TDA member guns, anyone who is illegally in this country, we will come after you and we will prosecute you. We will find you.
If I could just
I think that's a direct message to judges there. She says, hey, if you're going to do what the other judges did and they got arrested for, one of them allowed an immigrant to stay at their house who had ties to Tren de Aragua. The other one actually walked an illegal immigrant out of the courtroom there and say, hey, see you later. We're good. Even though that illegal alien freaking hit somebody 40 times in the face and strangled them nearly to death. Thank God they were still alive. But with the victim in the freaking room, she happens to walk this illegal immigrant out and say, oh, it's okay. And Pam Bondi says, hey, if you're going to be like that judge and other judges are going to do it, we are going to find you and we are going to come after you. And I say a big fat amen to that. It's time to start going after the criminals. Look, if you and I did that, we would have been arrested immediately. Why are these judges or anyone for that matter above the law? Speaking of above the law, there's a lot of this crap judicial coup still happening. Take a look on Fox News. Blue state judge attempts to stop Border Patrol from arresting suspected illegal immigrants without a warrant. It goes on. U.S. District Judge Jennifer Thurston ruled on Tuesday that Custom and Border Protection agents in the Eastern District of California cannot stop illegal immigrants without reasonable suspicion or deport them via voluntary departure unless that person has explained their rights and they agree to leave. According to a report from the Associated Press. The decision comes after dozens of people were arrested in January during the Border Patrol's Operation Return to Sender. So you're telling me that if they want to stay and they say, hey, I don't want to stay, they don't have to go. And you can't arrest them without a warrant. If you don't know the name of the illegal immigrant, for example, or whatever, maybe you don't have, it doesn't even matter. This is maybe they don't have a residence. I mean, there's a lot added to this. And to get a warrant for every illegal alien arrest, you're talking millions of warrants, which are literally impossible. This is an impossible task to accomplish. And this is the point of the entire thing. This is why this is a judicial coup. Here's some more stuff that's going on. Obama judge just ordered the immediate release of pro-Hamas student who was detained at his naturalization interview. And of course, the student sends a mocking message to Donald Trump in return. And that was on the Gateway Pundit. So here's yet another judge. It doesn't matter that he's pro-Hamas and promoting that on campuses or wherever, he's a student. But hey, let's just leave him here. And the Democrats keep the criminal here. This is very sick kind of stuff that is happening here. I don't know when the Democrat Party became the party of criminals and gangbangers, but this is exactly what we are witnessing. Now, Donald Trump is really trying to save this country right now, and I am with him wholeheartedly on this. So let's continue to pray that this coup of judges stops and the Supreme Court actually begins to intervene, because this is a nightmare, and we are going to some pretty we are going to have some pretty crazy stuff in the near future. But anyhow, if you want more information, get to Restricted Republic. I love you all. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.